Hi everybody, Coulter Brown here with Northern Ag TV. Well, the Montana wool growers wrapped up a very successful 100th ram sale in Miles City. Great turnout of buyers and just a lot of excitement for the future of the industry after celebrating 100 years of successful ram sales. We talked with Jack McRae from Jordan, who received a special award as the Honorary President for all his efforts for the sheep industry. Jack's done a lot of work assembling some of the history of the ram sale and shared with us some of that story.
Miles City's history, if you look at one side, was the end of the trail for the Texas animals coming up. That was Miles City's early thing. But right away, the sheep moved in, ran through all of this country, big numbers of sheep, a big draw for Scotsmen who were sheep people. That's my family. It became the center of a sheep industry also. They started a sale in 1926. It is one of the draws for the first Eastern Montana Fair. And the Chamber of Commerce put it on until 1950, and when they bowed out, the Montana wool growers took it over. So we've been doing this for 100 years.
Jack said there's been some big cycles in the industry. We've seen highs and we've seen lows.
1926 sale, the average was $45 a head. Seems kind of cheap now, but reasonable. Early 30s, they announced they were not going to have a sale, but if you wanted to bring your sheep to Miles City, to the fairgrounds, you could sell them there. They had 400 sheep in the sale. They sold from $4.50 to $11.50. And so if you want an idea of what the Depression was like, we went from $45 sheep to $4.50 sheep in less than 10 years. And we still have people here in this sale consigning, buying, who raised sheep through that whole period, and they're still here. In the ewe sale, Whiteside Livestock was selling ewes. They bought the first Targhee sheep through the sale in 1938 was Carl Whiteside. Other ones in here, the Stephen Livestock and the Hibbards, and those families, they've been here over those years buying and selling. I don't plan on being at the 200th. I certainly hope we have one, and I would guess if we do, you're going to see some of these names that were here this year still being involved out into the future.
Montana Wool Growers Executive Secretary Stefanie Leach talked about what this 100 years means for Montana's sheep industry and the wool growers.
The 100th of any industry and any organization is always such a milestone, and this is no different. We have 100 years of history, 100 years of memory, 100 years of family, and 100 years of passion that have brought this sale to what it is each and every year, and well known throughout the western United States.
Stefanie added that there is a lot of optimism after a little bit of a rebound in the lamb prices and some better moisture this fall.
We're always hopeful, and man, there's a lot of green grass across the state of Montana right now, and that puts a smile on every woman and man's face here in this, sitting in our audience. So we're always hopeful. We always are looking forward and waiting for the next best thing.
And John Helle, a longtime consigner in the sale from Dillon, talked about how much this sale means to the industry and their operation.
I've started here in 1981, so 45 years if I'm doing the math right. I'm like, I've been down here a long time. And it's been really good for our family, the sheep industry. I guess our early time growers decided they needed to have a sale to really showcase the genetics and work on that. And I mean, we've taken this sale to some of the highest level of sales in the country for the genetics. And you look at the quality rams in this sale and the commitment from the producers and the growers that come and buy these rams. We take a lot of care in making sure we bring the best rams down here, and they're going out and they're doing a good job for people, and people are coming back. So it's kind of one of the highlights of the end of the summer to come to the ram sale, see friends and generations change and grandkids show up, and our sheep industry in Montana is still strong. And we've got a great bunch of producers that really support this sale in our industry, and seeing all the young kids in here, there's some hope for the future too.
And we ran into a familiar face for our Northern Ag listeners. Our old friend and broadcaster Leif Bakken was at the sale looking to grow his flock. I asked Leif, as a young producer, what's drawn him to the sheep industry.
When it comes to sheep, you got to watch the cattle side of things as well. And when you see success in the cattle, the sheep kind of follow up on that. We're seeing more demand, especially since COVID years. The lamb side of things has really been pushed and brought to a better light. For me, as a young guy, and maybe not the biggest guy, honestly, sheep are easier to handle. They're got two pieces of commodity to come off. You've got wool and meat, and of course, we've talked about the wool not being great, but that's going to come around one of these times too. And so you have the opportunity for dual purpose animals. They're doing a lot of good on the land. They're doing a lot of good things to run with our cows. And it's something I always grew up with, so it's something I wanted to come back to.
Well, congratulations to the Montana Wool Growers on 100 years of the ram sale. Here's to 100 more. For the Northern Ag Network, I'm Colter Brown.